Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Queen of GW Pro, and in today I want to be giving you a full breakdown of this current situation we have with the GBPUSD. Alright, if you're new to this channel, I recommend that you subscribe and also turn on the notification bell on this channel so you'll be getting information whenever I post content such as this one. Alright, so let's get straight into it. Alright, so this one we have the chart of the GBPUSD, and I'm going to give you a full breakdown of the current situation with the GBPUSD. Alright, as you all know, whenever I come back here to this channel, I give you setups and I also count the waves with you guys and then show you what opportunities we have in the market and how I intend to approach this in also the longer time. Alright, so first we could also identify that we have a very good defined trend up here. Alright, that market move from that point to the upside, and we could also identify a very clean and also unique trend to the upside from this point right here up there. All right, so we could identify that as well. And apart from that, we also see that we also had a very strong impulse to the downside, which also terminated inside of that environment. And also we also identify that we did see an impulse. All right, we also had a small corrective wave in here, all right, which also created the A, the B, and then we had the C leg, all right, in there. All right, so apart from also that, we also had it that after that correction, all right, price then moved to the downside to create an A, B, C, which completed that pattern here, and we had the W here. Right, so what we had here was the X, and what we had also dropping down to this territory was also the Y leg. All right, so after completing the Y leg, we also had it that we could have had A, B, and then we also had an internal structure here which also formed a 5-wave move to the downside. All right, so in all, we can identify that we have an impulse, we have a correction, and we have an impulse. With that said, all right, so what we're going to be working out, we're going to be working out two scenarios now in the market. All right, so we have an impulse, correction, impulse, and which we could also be working out the next, either a corrective wave or an impulsive wave to upside. So it's going to be a corrective wave, it's going to be a short one that could also retrace up to a certain fib level before we could also have price then drop back into the territory. All right, so we're going to use the Fibonacci tool, and we're going to put up a Fibonacci tool, and then we're going to identify the point which we want to see possible retracement areas into. All right, so first we want to see that the possible retracement areas is going to be inside of this structure there. All right, so that's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at those structures there as our possible Fibonacci retracement area of the longer term. All right, so with that said, we're going to start working out our trading analysis and also how we will then, after the wave C drop, we will then work out a trading plan of how we're going to either get another corrective wave or say the A, B, and then the C for a corrective wave, or we could also be working out a wave 1, also be working on a wave 2, and then we could be working out a pay that up and setup that will actually break this area there and then continue for a wave 3 to a wave 4 and also a wave 5 back into the previous high. All right, so what is it going to be, guys? Let's go down to the lower time frame and let me show you guys what I also looked at and also how I set up my chart preparing for this one. All right, with this also, we also analyzed that we also could have had a structure also thereby creating and a very first strong impulsive leg, which was then our A. So we had more of a flat structure here of an ABC. All right, so if you're new to this kind of setups, you want to go view also what I speak about mostly and what the flat pattern looks like. All right, so this is the picture what the flat pattern looks like in the market. So if you don't know what the flat pattern looks like, so this is the picture of what it looks like, and this is what it represents in the market. It's actually a corrective wave, all right, for the next higher degree wave to the upside, all right, so or to the downside, but it's definitely a corrective wave. All right, so here on the weekly time frame, okay, so we could see on the weekly time frame that we have a wave A. So we have a flat pattern creating here, all right, so of the A, B, C, which also created a wave B, and we have price then move to the upside, which created a wave C, and this is a wave D, and we also have a wave E to the upside. All right, So after a 5-wave move such as that one, right? So what you want to see a retracement. Okay, so you want to see a retracement, say up to the 50% Fibonacci retracement area. All right, so we're going to use a Fibonacci tool, and we're going to draw a Fibonacci from a swing low to a swing high, so you can also see that we have a swing high instead of that territory there. Nicely, so that's where we're going to put our high leg inside of. All right, so we're going to put our Fibonacci retracement high there. We're going to put our Fibonacci retracement level here low. All right, so we're going to work out a trading plan that we could have price then fall back into that territory to correct for a corrective wave, and then we can then look at our next wave to the upside. All right, with that said, we'll go back to a lower time frame to draw up a trading plan on how we will approach this one. All right, so here on the daily time frame, we also have it that price then moved in a 3-wave corrective pattern there, as you can see nicely. We also have our A. We also have another flat pattern that was created here of the ABC, and then we also had a drop to the downside. So in there we had our A, we had our B, and we had our C. All right, so now we're going to be looking at a next corrective wave to be a B leg. All right, so we're going to look at what areas or what retracement levels are we going to have our B leg retrace into. First, we want to pick up our Fibonacci tool, and we're going to draw a Fibonacci from our swing high to our swing low. All right, so we're going to see that our Fibonacci retracement should not exceed this territory here. So we're going to put up a line, and then we're going to see. All right, so what levels are we going to go in and then test before then we could start to look for retracement? So here we also have it that we also have either we want to see price make a push to the upside before then the drop to the downside. All right, so this is the range which I expect price to move into before then the next drop could also come in. All right, so we're going to work out a trading plan for this one. All right, so first we also have either price have then moved in a structure such as this one. All right, so this is, we've seen price mostly respect this setup here many times in the market. All right, so we're going to do this. All right, so first we also identify that price have then moved in an upside. All right, A, we had it price that moved A, B, C, similar to what we also had before previously, nicely set up there. All right, so we have it that price have then moved to a wave C. So we have a wave A, we have a wave B, and also we have a wave C here. All right, so what we're going to be working out, we're going to be working out a wave D. All right, so we have first impulse, we have this, and we also have this. All right. All right, so whatever we're looking at a trading scenario that we could have a bearish opportunities coming in with this one. So, but however, if we would have price then make a next continuation to the upside, we would then look to tap into it. All right, but however, we could also see certain scenarios or certain possibilities that price may or may not want to retrace into the levels which we are expecting of price. All right, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to be using our Fibonacci tool one more time, and we're going to be looking at certain levels we can also expect retracement to come in before we can then look for the next push to the upside. First, we draw our Fibonacci from a swing low to a swing high. All right, so we have that we could be looking at a 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level and also the 78.6 right inside of that territory. So that's where we're going to have our max level or the invalidation point for this trade setup. All right, so once price could break below that point, then we will know that definitely our setup is not a good one and we don't want to be in such a trade. All right, so going down to a much lower time frame, we can also identify that starting from that point there, we also had the price have also moved to the downside. All right, so having moved a drop from a 3-wave move, you can see that nicely. And we also had it that this could have been a wave A. So we just go ahead and put that wave A. Right, so what's it going to be, guys? A wave A. Then we also have it that price have then moved up. All right, so we have it to BLB. All right, so we also have it that price have also moved down in a 5-wave sequence: 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. All right, so we have it that price have moved down in 5-wave sequence. But however, I could also be seeing price make another leg to the upside, which we could also have an A, B, C before the drop, because why we look at that also as a possibility happening, because the whole of this looks more like a correction rather than a prior impulse to the upside. All right, so we have this to be more corrective than impulsive. All right, so let me just go ahead, put that to restrict that from okay, higher time frame. So this looks more of a correction, but rather this looks more impulsive. So this could be also be our A leg of the internal wave. This could also be our B leg of the internal wave. All right. So we could be working out our C right from Monday to make a push to this territory here. All right, so we could be working out, say, that territory there, but we're not going to be looking at one that could exceed the previous high. All right, so we'll be working out there. There could also be our target. All right, and then we can expect a drop. All right, thereby creating an A, B of a flat pattern, and a C to create our wave D. All right, then we can look at a continuation to the upside. All right, so that's what I expect to see of price from next week, and also that's how I'm set up for the next trading week. I hope you enjoyed this, and also this also added to your trading life. See you next time. Subscribe, like, and also share with friends. That will be the best thank you, and also help in the creation of other educational videos. I love you.